Can hear me. We've got the new microphone on. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. January 5th, Friday afternoon. Rob Appell coming to you live from, oh no, they turned off the quilting machine. I was just going to watch the quilting machine run. I am live from you here, all in Quitman, Texas. I want you to know that I have not suffered any ill effects from the polar plunge that happened on January 1st after the live event. We had a great time out there, and I thought it'd be fun because we're always in the studio on Friday afternoons. If we had a little walkabout, show you the new fabrics that have arrived and are on display. I think that's pretty cool. We've got some of the kits in here, but they were just running the long arm a second ago, the big Moxie over here, and I want to see what's looking like on there. Is everybody logging in, Steph? Are they able to see us okay and hear us okay? Fantastic. And they can hear me a thumbs up or a happy face or something, just making sure, because I'm always, it seems like every day I'm testing some sort of new technology, right? Fabulous, fabulous. Oh, and let everybody know, if I can, I don't plan to go live all that long today. I'm a little pooped out. I've got a flight to catch tomorrow morning. We've got some packing to still do. I've shot a bunch of tutorials this week. So feel free to start asking your questions. If you have anything specifically regarding the New Year's mystery quilt along, I know there's tons, well, thousands of people that have participated and enjoyed that. I was going to show you Tiffany's finished quilt today, but I forgot to ask for it, so it's already back at home in Tiffany's. But we have some great pictures and everything for it.
Carl says we're good on Saturday.
Okay, great, Carl. And Carl knows. He checked in with me this morning. Yes, Carl will let everybody know I was extra tired when he checked in. We have a big event coming up next week. I'm not telling anybody about also, and so some of us are getting together to have some good times out there. So it's going to be pretty dang fun. I'm pretty excited about that as well. And so anyways, they shut off the machine. I'm not going to bother turning it back on, but I wanted to see what they were doing. But it looks like they're adding some fun stars and swirls, just a real nice all over design on top of this really cool little patriotic project. You know, oh, is this project right here a kit? Now, Stacy, you're going to have to not ask me all the questions I'm supposed to know the answers to, but don't know the answers to. Hey, Erica, do you know if the quilt I was just looking at over here is a kit?
I will have to find out. It is for the
shop hop. Oh, okay. So this is one of the all Texas shop hop quilts that we're getting ready to quilt. Now, is this our design? We don't know. I'm going to ask. Oh, this is our. Maybe I shouldn't be showing everybody. Maybe I should be blocking it out at first. Turn it over. Hey, before. That's right. Yeah. Oh, everybody loves Gus as well. Okay. Now, one of the fun things about being at Stitchin Heaven, of course, we invite you all to come and check us out, in person. We've got a great website and a lot of the fabrics are cataloged. But if you've ever shopped for fabrics online, I mean, come on, you really should shop in person. We love to touch and feel everything. And I'm just going to give you the tour towards my new fabric because I think it's so fun to see it in the shops and displayed and everything. But one of the fun things is we often put together full collections that arrive. So this is just a really cool deep purple and cream line from Marcus. Let's see if it even has a name on it. I love purple. What a perfect name for something like this. It's really fun and entertaining. And this time of year, we often get new quilters that are joining us, long-time passionate quilt makers. And if I can make a few suggestions, sometimes a lot of us will fall in love with these bundles, fall in love with a whole line. But one of my secrets, if you haven't seen any of my videos or quilts in the past, is quilts often require a little bit of contrast, and that can be achieved by taking a collection like this and using mismatched quantities. So sometimes if you get something like this or like this where everything is in equal parts, you're going to want to pick up something that reads really dark or really light to kind of push contrast. So maybe that's a tip I can offer some of you today that are looking at fabrics or looking at collections. For me, I like to mix and match collections. So this is what I was starting to refer to, if I can. This is a new fabric line I've just created, and it's called New Worlds. It's by Benartex. You've been hearing me talk about it a ton. We were having it available pre-launch at Expo. Now the fabrics are actually in the shops with the coordinates, and so you can pick them up. You can order those online from us, and it's really exciting. So here is an example of all of the fabrics together, but using solids or a different line of fabric to help complement. Because if I did all of this in just the geometric fabrics that I've designed, it would start to make it too busy and hard to see. Even with the variety of colors, too much of the same texture or too much of the same value can really throw your quilts into a bit of a doldrums, in my opinion, of course. Now, it's always fun to look at varieties of styles and designers. And one of the things I want to study this year is some more low volume neutral projects. We'll get to those over the year, but right now this is definitely not a low volume neutral. This is a high impact quilt, but the black background and the solid colors, I think, often lend to the impact of the project. So anyways, this is an example. This is the double tumbler featuring New Worlds. And of course, we have kits for them. One of the things we love here at Stitchin Heaven, Stephanie, do you think that you can actually see the whole kit wall from here? I don't know. I mean, it's that whole expanse over there, and almost every cube is a different project, which is super cool. And that's why we have so many beautiful quilts on display in the shop. And so, at any rate, this is one of the things I'm pumped about. So we're going to walk around and show you all in person some of my quilts, because often when I'm at home, I don't have a big enough space to show them. So we're going to use it today for that advantage. Speaking of the low volume neutrals, this is the one that got me to jump in the pond last week for the polar plunge. We have a few kits left, not many after last week's shenanigans, or Monday's shenanigans, I should say. But nonetheless, this is a raw edge fusible applique project on low volume neutrals in the background. Again, all of the fabrics are from Tex. They're who I'm partnering up with right now. And the applique of the Bird of Paradise and the binding are made out of my New Worlds fabrics. And then the background is a use of, I think it's 5 different tones of whites and creams, both the solids and shadow blush. And that helps us really cause impact, but also allows me to place the applique not dead center and have some fun with the quilt stitching, bringing it kind of a modern feel and whatnot. So this is one of my new favorite quilt projects. And yeah, I was being silly on Monday because I was missing out on the polar bear swim, and I told everybody that if we sold enough of those kits that day on demand, that I would be more than happy to jump in our little pond out here. And I found out later on that there isn't a Texan in Texas that will swim in a pond in this state. So apparently I was putting myself at great risk. I had no idea. So this year, I'm going to encourage all of you to start thinking right now. Please help me come up with a better challenge for myself and Tiffany. It could be related to some sort of a fundraiser like ALS, breast cancer research, Alzheimer's, something like that. But let's come up with a great post mystery quilt challenge that Tiffany and I can do to wrap up our big event next year, but maybe not something as risky as swimming with all the anaconda and alligator that were in this Texas pond out here. No piranha, fortunately. We found there were no piranha. At any rate, oh, I brought another quilt out here from the office as well. This one I've shown before, but it's so big, I don't know that I've shown it in full size here. And I've got to make sure this one is very color dependent. So this is the one that you want the yellows to be on top, because it gives it a 3-dimensional feel. Is that right, Steph? No. Yellows on top, sorry. Of yellows on top of the shapes. That's what I was trying to say. There, how's that look? All right, so this one here is the Dupree's Diamond Quilt, and it uses my Super 60 templates. It's really actually a lot simpler than it looks. It's really fun. This is where I started playing with the geometry that I then designed into the New Worlds prints as well. So this is kind of the precursor, what I was working with to play with color as I was designing the fabric and they were going to print and all of that stuff. So this is another really fun one. This thing's pretty dang big. Definitely good for cozying up for the couple folks underneath. And again, just a fun opportunity to show these off. I believe we still have kits for this available as well. And then if I can bring you over here, folks, let me show you. You can see the New Worlds fabrics. And this is what I love. This is what I was talking about. You can start to see them with their body of color, but you can also see how they just start to work into all of the other fun basics and tonals. Erica was just setting up this whole display, and then we go off into our color wall. and all of that. But this is the fun for me, is to see how other folks use the fabric. So as you start to get the New World's fabrics, folks, please send me photographs of what you're doing. You can send them directly to rob@stitchinheaven.com. That's my email. I just love to see them. Maybe I can build a little collection, and then occasionally on the Friday live videos, we can do a show and tell. So yes, if you send me your photo, most likely I will do a show and tell with it. Maybe we can even offer a prize or something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Oh, Stephanie, the boss lady, saying, yes, we can offer a prize. And Mark already went home this afternoon, so we can offer a prize. I don't know about today or not, but we'll get you a prize if you start sending in those photos. Awesome, for sure. So at any rate, here we've got the this is the Super 60 sampler. This is the original quilt that I designed to go with the Super 60 template set. This is another one that uses the triangles. This is 60-degree triangles, and there's a bunch of different kinds of projects you can make within there. And so that's why it's called a sampler, of course. I really enjoy the machine quilting in this one because it kind of designates the different spots within it. That's something else that we can do with our machine quilting, kind of set the tone within. And I just realized, I apologize, one of my quilts is it's already pre-packed in my suitcase, and that's the last of the New Worlds projects, but this is called Dazzling Dots. So Dazzling Dots and the Bird of Paradise are what we call pre-cut and pre-fused kits. So in this project here, what we've done is we have all of the strips that are pre-cut in the right sizes for you to build into your background. So that's what the background, info like that. You have your instructions on the other side, but there, all of these circles are not only perfectly cut, but they already have all of the heat and bond light, the fusible web on the back of them. So these are really ready to rock and roll. And folks, I must have miscommunicated. There's a lot more circles in here than I ever did in my quilt. So you've got a bunch of bonus applique to play with, which is really fun. And that Bird of Paradise kit is the same. Let me see if I can grab that real quick and show them, because at Expo, they were going nuts for the way that worked. It was super cool. Because in here, you get, look, you can kind of tell just without me going too crazy, and I won't move it around too much, but these are the actual pieces that have been fused with that heat and bond light, and then they've been all cut out to the appropriate shape. So really, it's super simple. And then you can also see the rectangles and squares of the background colors, and the binding are included and everything. So real fun project, real simple. The actual pattern with the applique pieces are in there in case for some reason you wanted to make it larger, or you wanted to increase it, or do it again a second time, something like that. So it looks like we've got a few of those left after the big pond jump. And then around here is the other Super 60 project. And so this is going to kind of be a fun tunnel in here, because this is Cosmic Charlie. And this kind of reminded me of like a game board originally. And at one of my retreats, we actually took this and we put it in the warehouse in the middle of the night. Miss Deb came down and we threw projectiles at it and made it into a dartboard. It was really fun. So I do have a retreat coming up in August. I believe it's like the 7th through the 11th of August, but you can check that out on stitchinheaven.com. And we'll be working on projects that are the patchwork, like the Bird of Paradise or the Dazzling Dot, that has a patchwork in the background and an applique on the top. I'll be teaching people how to make their own if they're interested, but I've already been approved for some shenanigans as well during my retreat. So we're trying to think of some other fun things we can do. I think it might be really fun one night to get bean bags and go into the event center and do a big popcorn. We have a popcorn machine, and get a movie night going. I think that'd be real fun. We could watch How to Make an American Quilt. Come on. I mean, does that sound awesome or what? In our PJs? I don't think we're going to watch that movie. All right, now check this out over here. This is another one of my favorites, and this is a Tiffany Hayes project that I just think is super cool as well. This is our Texas Starlight quilt, and I have the black background version hanging in my home that I just love. And so this was part of our big Better Homes and Garden samplers. We were selected as one of the top 10 quilt shops in America last year for, was it our second or third time we had actually been chosen? I know it was at least the second. I want to say second too. Yeah, and I think we may have been one of the first shops to do a second round or something like that. But it was really exciting, and we always designed a quilt for that. And so this one was done. It was right before I started here at Stitchin Heaven, and I asked if I could do a black background. And so we actually have both of those kits available now too. And so that's one of the things that's really fun as we're building out our content calendar for us moving into this 2024. I want to do a bunch of videos for, let me see if I can do it right, all y'all, and get I'm fixing, that's what I should have said it. I'm fixing to make a bunch of tutorials for all y'all that you could learn more about the basics of quilting. So please feel free to comment on this video or email me again, rob@stitchinheaven.com, info@stitchinheaven.com. Let us know what kind of beginning tutorials you would like to see for the recorded versions. What kind of tricks and techniques? What have you been hearing about? What kind of tools, notions are you interested in? And then I'm also going to be doing a, like I normally do, the regular quilt series, building projects. A lot of them will be out of the kit, so they're very easy for you to acquire, grab them, take them on your road trips with me. I also am going to be working on the Arabella block of the month this year. I've just gotten my first kit started out. So if you're interested in doing a really fun sew along block by block, it's a 13-month program. We have kits that are standard strips that you can cut yourself if you have that. It's the Creative Grids 2 peaks and 1 triangle ruler that makes the tall peaks that are actually this style of block right here. So you can use that, or if you don't have that ruler, I'd just spend the extra $10 on the kit and have it cut for you. So we can do the pre-cut so that there'll be triangles, rectangles, squares, engineered corners, all of that amazing. And so that's what I'm really excited this year is I'm going to sew 1 block a month on the Arabella block of the month as we move forward. And it's just going to be super exciting. Now that starts next month. So there's plenty of time for you to get either style kit you want. It is gorgeous batiks. So just kind of giving you a little bit of a precursor of what's coming up next week. Unfortunately, I will not be here. I'm going to be blessed to be entertaining a group of folks out in Tennessee live. So I'll be with a group of quilters in person. So I'm just going to say tomorrow, or excuse me, tomorrow, next Friday's live video, unless Stephanie wants to do it all by herself, is going to be canceled as of now. And what we'll probably do is put up a fun little video. Maybe I'll even wait till next week to put up the recap of the pond jump or something like that. Again, requesting you all to help me come up with a great way to do a little bit safer and yet silly kickoff for the new year, something like that. So now, do we have any questions coming in? Anything that I should be trying to answer for the folks out there? Or they're probably ready to get on with their weekend as well. Let's see how we're doing on time. We've got a few more minutes.
Anne says it's a Calitexan language.
Oh, my Calitexan. Oh, very nice. Now, is that Anna Earl that's trying to teach me? Or...
Ann Daly.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, because Anna Earl has been trying to teach me how to do some better Texan as well, because she's our retreat mom. And so she comes out here and teaches us all how to be our best Texans during the retreats. And she's very good at that, y'all. I still missed it, I think.
No, it's y'all.
It's y'all.
It's not all y'all, it's y'all.
Now, because I thought one person was y'all and multiple people was all y'all. It's always y'all. Now, where does this all y'all come from? This is what I need to know. What do you think?
I've heard it from Rob.
You've only heard it from me? Oh, you all got to listen to yourself more carefully. I think there's a lot of all y'alls going out on there. There really is. I'm going to start recording every conversation for this reason out. All right. Well, let's, before I get too distracted, let's take a quick lap around and see if we've got other new collections that just came in. Because I know that that's something that, oh, look at this. I did. Well, what caught my eye here was some of these geos as I came around the corner and then the colors. But I'm wondering is, I know my friends over at the Soya Brothers have done another line, and I was wondering if that was it, but I don't think so. But it's really neat. Look at this. I want to do tattoos that look like this. I don't know if y'all heard. I'm learning to tattoo as well, and what I really want to do is create beautiful tattoos that bring together elements of like tattoo and design, but also the quilty feel. And I actually tried one last night, kind of a painterly set of doves, mixing some colors. And I think something like that would just make an incredible tattoo as well as an incredible quilt. And maybe that's something I should sign off with my wellness for the afternoon concept is if you've never heard me talk about this before, and especially in these new years, I'm going to give you 2 awesome resolutions. If you don't have a resolution, Or if you've already broken your New Year's resolution and you want to start over, I've got two for you. One I got from our fearless leader, Deb Luttrell. And what she said last year was she wasn't making a New Year's resolution to change anything, but only to be more of herself. So that's my favorite resolution. And I'm going to use that this year for a second time to improve on myself and just be more of myself. However, another great resolution, especially those of you out there that love art and crafts, but sometimes feel like you get stuck, each year I would encourage folks to take on a new media. So I have learned to knit. Now I'm a quilt maker and I like to draw. I'm learning more about digital drawing now to help me with the tattooing. Tattooing is another needle craft I've taken on, right? But over the years, I've learned to do wood turning on a mini lathe. I've learned to do guitar building. I've learned to do knitting. Knitting went on for a couple of years and I still love to knit. With knitting, you learn how to crochet because you have to crochet to fix broken knitting. Uh, Even Stephanie didn't know that by the look on her face. That's important. Um, let's see. So those are the majority of the skills that I have taken on once I've learned that to be the best me and the best artist I can be, I'm always studying other different media within art, whether it's just looking for inspiration I can bring back to all of you in the quilting world, or if it's things that I can do that I can just do and be terrible at, because art is also that. It's an expression and it's a release. So many of you are quilting to get the day off, right? You're just quilting to, I don't want to say in between loads of laundry because that doesn't sound very fun, but you're quilting because you love it. You love to be around the color, you love to be around the movement, you love to be around the engineering. You just love to be around all of it and that's great, right? And so for me, for the longest time, that's where I was at. But then as I grew into a professional quilter, some of that became challenging for me. And so if I can help start us all off right, let's set some very achievable resolutions this year, things that we can do, one, being ourselves, and two, just improving on our arts and our crafts. And if you'll allow me to, I will walk with you all year long, Wednesdays on the recorded videos, and most Fridays when I can go live. So again, please let me know via email, rob@stitchinheaven.com, what you would like to learn this year, what you'd like to see in kit format and fabric format, all of that kind of stuff. I'll pass it along to the team here at Stitchin Heaven. And Stephanie, if we don't have any questions, I think I'm going to sign off and start getting that laundry started so I can get repacked and move on to my next big adventure.
Sign off, so I just hit the X.
Maybe. We're going to sign off. Bye, everybody. Happy New Year. I'll just keep waving.
Okay.